Warning, this video contains spoilers, so if you do not want to spoil anything as far as Elden Ring, please click off the video. But if not, please enjoy. Hello everyone, welcome to the Gamer's Grimoire and welcome to Elden Ring. We're going to be doing a leveling EXP guide to get yourself a very high level very early in the game. So just to quickly preference, this works with everything but the hero. I believe the hero is just too low as far as its base dex for this method to work, but all you're going to need essentially is 15 dexterity. Classes like the warrior start with 16, so we'll be able to do this immediately. The bandit starts at 13, so very minimal effort. 12, 10, 15. Uchi is actually on the samurai, so the samurai gets to do this immediately without skipping all the current steps we'll be showing. We're going to be doing this, however, with the Wretch, which is the lowest level character in the game at level 1, as well as its straight 10s down the board. Choose your body type, and then for your keepsake, you're going to want to grab the Land Between rune. This will give you roughly 4k as far as the runes, which you'll need to use for leveling as well as purchasing the crafting kit. So quickly, let's load into the game. We're going to be going through this first area as fast as possible. We'll grab the Wizened Finger, as well as once we leave the Scion area, we will also be grabbing the Co-op Finger. That's going to be very important for the rest of this method. So once we brave this loading screen, we'll be able to move from there. Skip the cutscene, wait for the loading screen yet again, and then you'll be inside here and head towards the Scion. All right, now that we're in the game, grab your Wizened Finger, which doesn't really matter. It's just for your messages, and let's go from here. Run across, and let's get to the boss room. Trigger the boss, and then jump off the ledge. That way you won't be teleported to Limgrave. Run towards the fog bank and literally just carry on straight, ignore the boss, and just jump off. And off we go to save ourselves some time. And now we'll be teleported to the main zone. From there, we're going to go to the first step, and the first thing we have to do is unlock Torrent. So to unlock our horse, skip this cutscene, get our flask. We don't have to go down there. There's no reason. That's just, the little tutorial area. Go up the steps, open the door, and then we're going to make sure to grab the Furl Calling Finger so we can do co-op. Co-oping with a friend is a great way to utilize this method to full effect. Grab the Point of Grace. Don't bother sitting at it, however, as it's not going to be relevant. All right, so we got our Tarnished Furled Finger, and let's go upstairs. We're going to make a break immediately for the Church of Ella. Talk to the vendor, so we'll talk to Grail or Gale or whatever his name is. Grab ourselves the crafting kit, and then we'll be moving on to the next Lost Grace after that. There are only some key things we need to do. We have to pick up the Uchi Katana, and we also need to pick up the crafting kits and make sure we have enough runes to actually level up to get 15 dex. Don't worry, using these crushables early for the 15 dex won't matter. You'll get to reroll those later in the game, so you can do your stats again later. So, ignore the Tree Sentinel and immediately make a break for the chapel. If you run into these, you can crush these skulls as well. These will always have a golden rune 1 inside of them. Those are 200 souls off the jump as well. So right now we're sitting on 4,200. Enter in here. Grab yourself a crafting stone. And then the first thing you'll want to do is pop your Lands Between rune. This will give you 4k souls, or rather 3k souls. And then you can use this to buy your crafting kit. And if you very much need so, since you'll be getting more crushables later on, you can also pick up a Furl Calling Finger remedy right here. That'll allow you to call in somebody while you put your sign, when they put their sign down. So open up your Lost Grace here, and let's go from here. From this chapel, you're going to make a break straight ahead to Gatefront. Gatefront's going to be the next zone. That'll be where we trigger our meeting with Melina and get our horse. And then there are only a few more things we have to do in Limgrave after the fact. Hug this left-hand side if you want your fastest way to get to the gate front. If you did not purchase the remedy from the merchant, you can grab some leaves on your way over to this bonfire. All right. Hop over this ridge, and Lost Grace will be right there. This one you will be sitting at. Other notable items in this area include the Greatsword, as well as, I believe, the Flail. Greatsword is located on that carriage, and the other one is at the back over there. But we will not be utilizing those for this method. All right, sit down, and Melina will now trigger. Skip your dialogue. And talk to her. You're going to accept her deal, and you will now be awarded with Torrent.
It will some Torrent treat him with.
All right. All right, despite some stuttering, put Torrent on your bar. And now, the one last thing we have to do over here before we move forward is going to be taking place. Teleport back to the first step. And then we're going to be going to grab one of the items in question for this method. Get on Torrent and move down towards the beach. There's going to be a little valley over here that we can go on that'll allow us to go down onto a building. This is the fastest way to get down here. Down below, jump down here. Then jump onto this building and carry on down to the beach. At the very end of the beach, there's going to be one consumable we have to pick up, which is the golden pickled fowlfoot. Head all the way to the end. It'll be right on this dead body. Minor stuttering at the moment, but that's okay. All right. Next, go over to this. Jump up. Jump up, and now you're back up where you need to be. Once you land, get out your map, teleport back to Gatefront. We've got one last stop before we head to the main location, or I guess rather two. So first off, we're going to get back on our horse, hug the right-hand side while going through the main gate to avoid getting bombarded with too many arrows. Hug this side, double jump up, and then go along this ridge. Take a few hits, it won't be that bad. You won't be dismounted instantly off of Torrent. Carry on forward, avoid everyone, and then you're going to be making a break to the right. You can pick up your golden seed as you get up towards the top here. Next, break right and continue forward. The next stop is going to be a little graveyard right over here. You're going to want to grab every one of these out of the tombstones. These are going to be all the crushables we need to make sure that we get to the stats that we need for this method. If Torrent wants to agree with me. Avoid the exploding mobs as well. There will be quite a few of them here. Should be a couple of 1s as well as a couple of 2s and a 5. It is a little finicky while you're on your horse, however, to pick up items. All right. Now that we've gotten those, we're going to head down towards where the War Master's shack is. It should be right over the ridge over here. Pick up your Lost Grace here, but be careful when you come here late at night. There will be an NPC waiting for you that's not a friendly one. Activate the Lost Grace from here, and then carry on forward. You're going to hug the left-hand side of this upcoming camp and go over the small little ridge line. Now that we've reached this ridgeline, go up it and then head to the left. Hug this wall, and then you'll come up to this dungeon. This This is where we're going to be finding the Uchigatana. Activate Grace, and set it for good measure. Head down straight from where Grace is, and then make a left. From here, jump down, turn your camera, and then immediately go down this small little corridor. There'll be another left turn coming up. And then on your right will be the Uchigatana. Grab it and then make your way out of the dungeon. We've now gotten all the tools we need to get the large sum of experience very early on. Reset your aggro here at Grace, and then we'll be moving forward to the next step of getting our experience. To save yourself a little bit of time, crush your consumables now and level up here at this Grace. Pop your 5. Pop your 1s. And pop your 2s. Remember, you only need 15 dexterity to use the Uchigatana. Ignore the strength requirement. Level up. And up your dexterity to 15. This will now allow you to use the Uchigatana two-handed for the full bleed effect, which is what we need it for. Exit the cave and go right and head down the path that we previously were on. You can pick up this Lost Grace just for the fact of having it, but we're not going to be resting at it. Get back on your horse. Carry on past the Pumpkinhead, and we'll be making our way to the main location. Right there is a smithing stone if you do want to pick it up. Carry on past the tombstones, and we'll be heading through the upcoming swamp in Summerwater. You can also pick up this Lost Grace as well. From here, carry on straight, and we're going to be almost at our destination. Ignore the Tibia Mariner and just carry on straight from here. We're going to be entering Kalon very soon. Carry up on this ridgeline and then head left, avoiding all of the bad things in this zone. Everything is here. We'll be able to one-shot you, so do avoid fighting anything if you can. Grab the Lost Grace over here. And then carry on over this way. We're going to be making a break for a ridgeline coming up. Once again, avoid everything at all costs. You do not want to run into any of the mobs right now. Jump down here, and we'll be at the final point of Grace here in Kalon that will be inside. Pick this up. Get back on Torrent. And carry on straight around this ridgeline. Avoid the dogs there currently on the right. You notice there's going to be a little bit of a passing right here on the rocks. We're going to be going over that next. Double jump across. And now we are approaching where we need to be. We're now in Grails Dragon Barrow. Grab yourself Lost Grace over here. Get back on Torrent. Pick up the map on the way over. And then we'll be heading to our actual location. Pick up the map arrow. And now, jump over this rock and avoid the dragons here on the right. From here, carry up on this little ridge line and go past the trees and avoid the dragon that's coming up on your left. Hug this wall and then jump over it, and then you're going to go along the right wing here on Grail. Behind Grail will be a Lost Grace, and that's where we'll be resting at finally. This will also trigger Melina to talk to you 1 second time to offer you to take you to the round table. Ignore that, and then exit out of that contact with her, and we'll be going to get our souls. Lost Grace is found. Sit at it. This will trigger Melina. Ignore her, and then we'll go from there.
Forgive me. To determine if you had. It seems Torrent.
Skip past all of her dialogue, and now it's on to felling a dragon. But first, since we did the co-op, we're going to go quickly summon somebody right now. So, I'm going to have my compatriot put their sign down, and the reason for this is you get credit for this kill in multiple players' worlds. So right now we're going to have them come over, and we're going to get a ton of souls between the two of us. To make sure that you're co-oping with people you want, go to your furled ring and type in a password. I'm typing in Kalona. And now I'll only see their matchmaking stuff when they put it on the ground. You will need to be able to see them by using the balm created by Erd Leaves. Or if you purchase one from the shopkeeper, you'll have it there. Next up, you guys are going to put your Uchikatanas on, as well as put on your bar the gold pickled Foulfoot. You'll be popping this towards the end of what we're doing right now. So now that your summon's in, head over to the tail of the big dragon. We grab the Uchikatana as it's a bleed weapon, but any bleed weapon will technically work. People do use flails for this, but with 2 Uchis, the boss will bleed very quickly. And then, literally, start wailing on its leg. Roll on its tail, rather. Oh, we're in the wrong spot. Head over here to the center. You should be able to hit everything from here. And if you'll notice, we're doing not a ton of damage right now, but bleed does percentage-based damage, so once we get a bleed proc, you'll notice big number onto the boss. Don't worry about him yelling, but there's our first bleed proc. You're completely unattackable over here, and there are little dragons that do get enraged, but they won't matter, as they can't actually make it past the blockades on the right and left. After some amount of time, you'll get this boss to die, and you'll see the large amount of souls, but make sure to pop this Foulfoot towards the end of this. It is a little lengthy, but you'll see that the reward is definitely worth it. There's our second bleed. By the third bleed is when you're going to want to pop your Foulfoot, because the boss will probably die right after that following one. You can also use the weapon's weapon art to also bleed the boss more considerably. There's our other bleed, so we're going to probably want to pop our Foulfoots actually after one final one. Manage your stamina, but know that you're in no big danger. We'll say the hitboxes do feel a little wonky at times, but it's not that big of a deal. especially considering you're fighting something that cannot harm you. As a note, if you do not have proficiency in the weapon, you will not get the bleed effect to proc on Grail. So make sure you do have that 15 dexterity. All right, now you'll want to pop your foul foot to get the most experience out of this. You continue chipping away at this boy. I'll be showing the full yield after we do the second pass on the other player's world. It looks like Grail will be going down now. Or not. We still have a little bit of life to beat through. I think the dragon should be dying in a second. There we go. Foulfoot's still procced, and then watch these souls right after the fact. $64.9, and then the other ones will die, putting you at 96k off the jump. But that's just one pass. You get to do this again if you're co-oping with somebody at the very least. So head back over to the bonfire, and then sever the player, and then reset. Next, you'll be putting down your sign for them. Put your sign down, sit at grace really quick, and do it all over again. Without an additional Foulfoot, you won't be able to get too much more experience comparatively, but you're still going to end up with another 75 or 76k souls right off the jump, putting you at nearly, what, almost 100 or 180k souls at the very beginning of the game. Mind you, we are currently level 6. So after another loading screen, we'll go show you what the grand total of souls we'll have at the very end. Give Grail a little bit to load in for you, and now get ready to wail on the dragon all over again and do that again. All right. And like that, now you should have nearly 170k souls off the jump. Possibly as high as 180. Oh, there we go. It took a bit for Grail to actually fade out. There we go. And 170k, so 170, 866,000 souls in under 20 or under a half an hour. That is actually nuts. And there you go. So quickly that you can then leave this world and we can show you how much experience that really translates to. Go to level up, and now to show you. So we start at level 6, and that puts you all the way up to level 43 in under 25 minutes. You do need to co-op with somebody to do so, but with 3 friends, you can actually end up at almost level 50, if not level 50, off the jump. That is 37 soul levels just immediately in the game. This will allow you to go and fight basically anything early on and take care of Limgrave without any worry. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like, comment, and share this with a friend if they're having issues fighting Murget and getting their cheeks clapped. But until then, I'll see you other Tarnished here in the Lands Between in another video coming up very soon. Till then, though, bye-bye.